Hello and welcome to Transformational Tuesday. I am Lisa Barnett and I am an Akashic Record teacher, reader, healer. I love working in the Akashic Records and I am so excited to have you join me today for another transformational day. Today I would like to work on our multidimensionality. That seems to be what has been showing up for me the last 2 weeks. So that's what the record keeper said when I was checking in and getting on. And I was like, okay, what's our topic? So multidimensionality. Yeah, I guess we're going to just see how that shows up. We are going to do a guided meditation. We are going to open the records and we are going to do a little bit of expanding, maybe into some multidimensional realms. So we can reclaim gifts from other places and dimensions. We can receive guidance from these other worlds and dimensions and see what else might come through. All right. And so let's get started and do some multidimensional work for ourselves today. So what they want to start with, what the record keepers want to start with, is calling back our energy, and then we'll open the records, and then we'll see what other kind of expansive information shows up. Okay, so great. I know we miss being in person, don't we? There's a lovely group in Marin County where I live, and that we often go to. Some of our friends do some channeling, very fun. We all get together and hang out and listen to some channeling and share our gifts. It's lovely, and we've all been missing that for the last few months. All right, so we're going to call back our energy because we leave it scattered out. And I realize that it's interesting, even though we're not leaving the house, I think we're sending our energy out as much or more than we often do because we're really wanting to connect and to feel other people out there in the world. And so, of course, it's all perfect and fine and good, but we also want to call our energy back because we want to have our energy in our physical body so that we are owning, claiming, and being a sovereign soul in our singular bodies. And so we can send love, we can send divine energy, we can connect heart to heart with a gold infinity symbol. And all in all, the record keepers always want to remind us that it's important for us to have our energy in our physical body, or, in our field. So anything we unconsciously left hanging out there, it could have been, I was daydreaming. Maybe it's like one of the things I was doing, dreaming about Greece. My husband and I went to Greece a few years ago and we just loved it. And those pictures were showing up on Facebook, right? 4 years ago, this is where you were. You were on Zakynthos. And I was like, wow, I want to go back there. And so energetically, we actually do. We actually shift our energy back into these places. We send our energy there to be able to feel that, remember that. It's really part of our whole etheric, or you might call it your astral body, is going there or is left there, wherever there might be for you. So for me, it was Greece the other day. I love to travel. I was making travel plans to go see our friends who live in Mexico in October, so it's like, I know all of us are just ready to get kind of out of the house. And so today we're going to take a trip out into other multidimensional planes and worlds. So starting with calling our energy back so it's all here so that we can then again expand it out in a bigger way. Let me just, okay. All right, so just closing your eyes. Let's put our feet on the ground And we invite our soul, our big oversoul, the big energetic soul of us, our higher selves, and actually beyond. We have a huge soul, just a tiny piece right here in the body. But we invite more of our soul to come down into our physical body, coming all the way down into our heart and filling the whole torso. Feel it filling down into your belly and hips and legs, all the way down into our feet. And then we connect to our dear Mother Earth beneath our feet, and we ask for Mother Earth, for Gaia's help and assistance in staying grounded as we do this expansive work today. It's important that our bodies feel safe and grounded and held in love while we kind of go out into the other dimensions and realms. So getting really solidly grounded, feeling our bigger soul energy integrating down into our physical body. Let's imagine that we have like a big golden sun just hovering above our head, maybe just about an inch or so above the top of your head, just kind of hovering there, about the size of a basketball. Big golden sun. And this sun is magnetic, and we're going to start it spinning, and so that it will help us to call back as it spins and spins and spins. It is calling all of your energy back into your field, and your energy is coming, and because this sun is magnetic, it's connecting onto this golden magnetic sun, bringing all of your energy back to you from wherever you left it. Whether it was projecting out a trip that you've yet to take, maybe to Hawaii, or remembering and revisiting Greece like I was doing the other day, or sending your love and your energy out to your friends all over the country or all over the world. However you are sending your energy out and then leaving it, we want to invite it all back right here, right now. Coming back to this golden spinning sun. And you might feel it. It might feel swirly or cool, or I sometimes almost hear like metal clanking onto onto a metal ball, right? It's almost like clank, 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 clank as all my energy comes back and sticks to my magnetic spinning sun. I have a weird imagination, what can I say? So whatever it feels like, some people see it as color, some people just feel it kind of swirly. Don't get dizzy. Stay grounded, feet on the ground. And now we just invite our spinning golden sun to slow its spin. And as it slows, we let it melt, this beautiful golden sun with all of your energy attached to it. It just melts and pours straight down into your crown chakra, all the way down into your body, filling you back up with all of your energy that you had left scattered about. Nice, good. So hopefully that feels just a little more full, warmer, kind of just solid as we bring that energy back and down into our bodies. Nice. All right, so we've called back some energy. We're going to open the Akashic records, and then we're going to do a little expanding, apparently. I'm not getting a whole lot more than that from the record keeper, so kind of cute, so we'll see. It's always exciting. I just kind of love to, hang out in that moment and see what shows up. So thank you for joining me here. All right, so once again, let's just close our eyes and open our heart. even further. I like to see our hearts are like big golden spinning balls, and I like to see it open and expand so it fills kind of our whole chest cavity and then bigger, and it fills out into the whole aura, and it can get bigger and fill all the way up the room that you're in, all the way around. Of course, it's a big ball, so you imagine it's touching the ceiling and out to the walls and actually going down through the floor down into the earth. And so just letting ourselves expand our hearts out like that in a very big way. Good. And we ask the divine lords of unconditional love to help us center fully in this moment as we create this sacred space. Please wrap us in your love and protection and allow us to travel to the highest realms of the Akasha available to us today. Please help as we lay our multi-dimensional hearts open to divine love and release all resistance. Lords of the Akashic Record, please guide us to the deepest truth we can access now. Support us in healing and releasing that which no longer serves on our true path. We give great thanks for your divine love and support on this journey today. And so as we create this beautiful column of energetic light from the Akashic Records down, around, into, and through our physical bodies, all the way down, touching down into Gaia, we are bridging divine source energy with the beautiful earth energy. We are being the bridge for humanity. And as we do the bridging and we raise our vibration through the Akashic field, we are helping humanity to bridge also and to awaken and raise our vibration all over the world. So what you do ripples out into the world, and all those people around you start to match your energy. So when you raise your energy, everybody around you either wants to match that energy or leave. And so if they leave, we just bless them and thank them and let them go on their way. And this is how the world will start to change. Like-minded people gathering, people raising their vibration by matching their energy. That's one of the great gifts that I feel so blessed to be able to share, is that beautiful high divine Akashic source energy that I channel. And so as we do this work together, you're matching my energy. The record keepers are uplifting your energy. We're healing and clearing old stuck gunk and junk that no longer serves us, so that it's easier for us to raise our energy and stay in this space all the time, every day, as we go forward in the world. And so the record keepers want to talk more about multidimensional selves, and what they're talking about is the fact that as an ancient soul, you have not only lived here on earth, but you have lived in many, many different places, planes, and dimensions. You have lived in other worlds. Some of you have been living in the angelic realm at different points, helping humanity. Some of you may know that your kind of starseed origin, if you want to think about it that way, maybe where your soul started out. Although honestly, I would say that often our starseed origin is really the last place that we spent a bunch of time. And we're usually even way bigger, way more expansive than that. Right? So I'll give you an example, which is, of course, the easiest thing I can share is about myself. So I consider myself very Sirian, which is the dog star Sirius. And there is Sirius A, which is where the whales and dolphins are from. And then Sirius B, which is where the Egyptian gods and the original beings that came and eventually created what we consider as Egypt are from Sirius B. And then Sirius C, I don't honestly know a whole lot about, but I know there is a third planet, star, Sirius C. Anyway, so don't know a whole lot about it. You know, information kind of comes in different waves. And so sometimes you get a bunch of information about one thing, and then later on something new will show up. So it's kind of about our level and our ability to expand and to open our minds and to access these different multidimensional states. And this is why they want to talk about multidimensionality today, to help everybody start to open and expand, because I actually do believe that that in the near-ish future, which could be within 5 years, because, you know, time, no real time and space, free will, all of that. I don't know when they're going to be showing up, but I actually do believe that we will be seeing star beings in more physical form. Sometimes we see spaceships, so we see lights. There's photos of them, right? But I actually believe that there will be much more contact in the not too distant future. But again, you know, not too distant future could be 1, 2, 5, 10 years, right? I think sooner than that. I think 3, my feeling, 3 is what I get. Anyway, in this moment, that's what I heard, 3. Okay. I would like to see it, you know, today. I'm also always, I make this joke about seeing unicorns ride over the hills. When I look out the window, I'm looking at these California, you know, right now they're golden California hills. In the winter, they're green. But I just look across out at these rolling hills, and I always think, I can't wait to see the unicorns rolling on in. Anyway, that's a whole nother dimension, and it is a dimension too. And so we may see the unicorns, and we may experience the good dragon energy before we see beings from other planes and dimensions, more multidimensional in that sort of way. But we know that they're here, they're helping us to not end the world. They're helping us by giving us energetically, helping the starseeds that are here to invent. They're helping us to bring new inventions on board onto the planet, so that we can make some great shifts without, you know, without wasting all of the, you know, all the oil and the gas and the minerals and you know, completely depleting Gaia, you know, so that we can't live on this planet anymore. So it's important that we receive this information sooner than later. So I think there's so many things going on multiple levels in that way. I totally believe that that Tesla, I'm going to say, was an alien, but embodied, right? So this is the way it kind of works, is that we're ancient beings at one point, billions and billions of years ago, if there was such a thing as years. We individuated from source, and we started a soul journey, and our soul journey started out there in other worlds and galaxies. And so we have many lives in other worlds and galaxies. So the record keepers used to say to me that, I'll tell you my kind of funny story. I'm possibly putting it into the new book I'm writing, which is called Quantum Healing Through the Akashic Records. I'm in the process. I'll be working on it again this weekend, but it's not near finished. Anyway, but they gave me this kind of creation story about 8 or 10 years ago, a long time ago, and it was just kind of a funny story. I thought I would actually turn it into a children's book, but I didn't do that either. Anyway, so this is the way they told this story. So, and you may have heard this in pieces before, but they talk about when we individuate from source. If you imagine that they give me the New York version, which is you come down, Source is a big high rise in New York City. You come down the elevator with a group of people in that elevator, that becomes your soul family. You end up on the street of New York and you decide where you're going now. I'm like, do I want to catch a plane? Do I want to go to a different planet or dimension? What the record keepers told me all those years ago is that I went into the New York City Library and started to study and eventually became an Akashic Record Master. And that's why they asked me to do this work and to share the Akashic Records with people, because that's one of my very original origins, is as an Akashic Record Keeper. Because you can start as a record keeper as a pure soul, but once you travel on into the world, you cannot go back there. So the record keepers are not ascended masters or angels or dead people. They're no one you know. They're very pure beings of light that have literally not had any of these types of experiences. So eventually, I decided, after learning enough in the records, I went on my journey and went out into the world, into the planets, into the universes. And they also say that many of us live in these realms as seraphim. Now, the seraphim are some of the, also the kind of big original angels, and they were considered some of what they sometimes call the creator beings. And it's always a little bit funny, because when I go to my friend's house who channel all these different beings, they call me creatrix, and people say, what's a creatrix? And I say, well, it's a kind of a fancy name for a creator being. And I believe we're all creator beings, but in different places, worlds, ways, realms, right? And we still are creator beings. And it's important for us to come to remember and to know that as a truth of who you absolutely are as a creator. And you're here to create your world and your reality now. And so whether you can imagine that you maybe created a universe or a galaxy or a world or a planet or a town or an anything, whether you believe that or not, you know, is really neither here nor there. But the important piece is to embrace and embody the fact that you are a creator now and you are creating your life. And that is the really important part for us all to embrace at this point in history, and really consciously create what we can. So the way they explain this is that we then go on. And so at one point I was a creatrix. And then at one point I lived in the Andromeda galaxy. So I have Andromedan origins. I have some ancient Melchizedek origins, which is also a group of I believe, worlds, beings. I really haven't been able to tap too much into that energy or information yet. But I know I also spent many, many lifetimes in Lyra, golden lion beings of Lyra, which also went to Sirius, and I may have traveled to Sirius as a golden lion being. Anyway, all weird and interesting, I think, for most of us. But what happens is that what we can do is start to connect back in and reclaim this energy and this information. And to really start to embrace this infinite truth of who we are. And yes, Kathleen, I agree. She was just saying perhaps COVID is about quieting ourselves, our minds, so we're prepared to see other dimensions. And I absolutely believe that this is the gift. This is the silver lining of us being sequestered away, of us being forced more into some downtime, into a little more alone time. And I'm not saying that all the alone time, is not also lonely and trying and painful and all of the above. And the silver lining is that it's allowing us to quiet our minds. Hopefully, that's the gift if you can get it, and spend more time in our heart and do more of these sorts of things, do more expansive processes, right? Meditate more. And so it really is allowing us energetically. The planet is raising its vibration. All of these collective meditation, these huge group meditations that are going on, I don't know, I'm part of a half a dozen different, prayer or meditation circles. We get on Zoom once a month and we pray for, just for peace and for love and just share love in the world. And that really is the path the record keepers always remind us to awakening, as well as all these beautiful beings. So the Pleiadians are near, the Syrians are near helping us. I believe there's more Lyrans who are starting to show up. And many of us have been that, and now we're embodied, right? So for someone like myself, I've been embodying here on Earth for, I don't know, friggin' 1,000 lifetimes. I'm a little crazy. Most of us only live 600, 700, 800 lifetimes. I'm like, apparently I like it here. It's a little personal joke from me, but if you know me. But it really is about transforming this beautiful blue-green planet. And you can look at my screen behind me. I live in blues and sometimes greens. I'm very water. I'm very kind of this blue earth sky part, right? I just have such a resonance to this energy of the planet, of Gaia. And I know that I, along with so many of you too, the record keepers are saying that, have vowed to Gaia over many different lifetimes to be here to support her, to make sure that we didn't blow it as humans this time, that we didn't blow up the planet, and that we didn't pollute the earth to the point that we could not save her, save her and save ourselves. And so many of us came in a very early first wave. I think the very, very first wavers I know are really in their 80s. I'm in my 60s. I have tons and tons of friends who are doing all of this kind of work. We're in our 50s, 60s, 70s a lot, and I'm so excited to see the millennials waking up and jumping on the bandwagon and becoming amazing healers and really doing so much work to transform the planet and humanity and help Gaia. Especially invention-wise, I think the millennials and the new crystal babies who are growing up now, they're usually about under 10 years old at this point, maybe just a little bit over, but are coming to be the inventors and to wake up and to bring a lot of these amazing inventions to us. So that was the preface. Let's do a little expansion meditation and take a few minutes and expand out. Okay. And so we really, again, dropping into our heart. And I like to call in Archangel Metatron. This is Metatron's cube that I'm wearing today, and I kind of didn't put two and two together when I put it on, but the record keepers are saying, call in Archangel Metatron and ask for his assistance in teleporting to the galactic center with the record keepers. And so just from your heart, imagine this beautiful Metatron's cube. I see Metatron's cube as 6 circles around me and 6 circles around the 6 circles, and I'm standing on a circle in the middle. And so there's 13 circles in Metatron's cube. Metatron's cube actually holds all of the geometric, sacred geometry. All of it is in the cube. And so imagine that these 6 circles around you and the 6 circles around them are raising up into pillars. So now you have 12 pillars, 2 layers of pillars around you. And we invite them to spin, and they spin counterclockwise. So they're going to spin from 12 to 11 and around, so it starts to swirl counterclockwise. And you start to feel this beautiful energy creating a swirling column of light around you. And we ask Archangel Metatron to come in and assist us. And we ask the Akashic Masters and Lords to come in and assist us in moving with ease and grace from here to the galactic core, to the heart, the galactic center. It's called many different things. We just make one quick jump there. And from this galactic center, we ask our star origin, star mates, soulmates, soul family, we ask at the moment just one of them to come in for you. Just ask in your mind for allow me to see, feel, notice the highest and best star family member for me to connect to today. I like to just kind of hold my hands open. You may notice them taking your hands and holding your hands. You might see them in your mind's eye. They may show up as an image. Maybe it's a feeling, hot or cool or swirly. Maybe it's a color. And we ask them to fill us with the highest and best aspect of you in that life, you from that realm, to fill you with that highest aspect in your physical body right here and right now in this plane and dimension, and allow this aspect of you as this beautiful galactic being to integrate down into your body with ease and grace. You might feel it in your crown chakra. You might feel it in your body. You might not feel it at all. Maybe you'll get images. And if you would like, go ahead and you can ask them a question. If there's a question that's coming to mind for you, you can just ask your question of them and see if you receive a download. You can ask what dimension or plane they're on. And just allow yourself to receive the energy, however that's coming in for you. Beautiful. Let's just take a moment and thank our star selves for sharing some gifts with us today. And now from that galactic center, we ask Archangel Metatron and the Akashic Record Keepers to drop us right back down into our physical bodies right here and now in this very moment. Bringing the gifts with us, bringing the energy, and letting that integrate down into your physical body now. Nice. Well, that feels lovely. So how are you all doing? Let me know. Type into the chat if you would like. I am going to let's see. So I just posted, in case you are interested in learning how to access your own Akashic records, I have a 6-week online workshop coming up starting June 18th. So if you want to read more about that, I posted that in the chat for you. And let's see, I see Angie said that she got a great confirmation of 2 lives, a crystal and a rainbow old soul. Nice, full of frequencies and lessons, 7 and 10. So those are the dimensions, I assume. Oh, thank you, Dunya. Sweet, thank you. Did you have fun? Did you get to travel, Dunya? How'd that go? And Gia, how do we download the message? How do we download it? It just really comes into your body in an energetic way. Usually it just downloads really down into our cells and into our energy field. So beautiful. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited that you all came. Lydia, hi. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. So beautiful, beautiful. I greatly appreciate everyone and showing up and spending time today. It was so lovely. Thank you. All right, and I hope to see, I won't be here this Friday because I'm actually doing a book writing retreat. So I'm working on that book, Quantum Healing Through the Akashic Records, trying to get that done. But I will see you next week. I'll be there both Tuesday, Transformational Tuesday, and Freedom Friday next week. And check out my workshop, my online workshop at akashicknowing.com. And, oh, I'm not even sure. That's interesting. I'm like, I'm just double checking that that's the right link. Oh, it isn't. Sorry, wrong link. Hey, Kim, do you have the correct link? I don't know if you can. That's so funny. I'm like, oh, thanks, Janine. Hey, Nandini, you are so welcome. I know. I crack myself up. I'm like, oh, I try and be efficient. Not so much. Oh, hi, Natasha. We're just signing off. Listen to the video. Watch the video, though. Kind of a very fun meditation today. Very expansional. Expand. I'm like, wow, never mind. I have to remember to call all of myself back in. So let's make sure we do that. Let's call all of ourselves back in and ground into our bodies now, all the way down, touching Gaia, connecting to Mother Earth beneath our feet, bringing your energy present. I know I get a little spaced out. I kind of like it that way. But again, if you get spaced out, remember to call all your energy back, get really grounded, get solid, connect to Gaia beneath your feet. All that is perfect. And nice. Okay, thank you. I love you all. See you next week. Until then, bye-bye.